And just like that, we're back. That's crazy. Part 2 of the stream. I don't know, dude. Ice storm internet outages. It do be that way sometimes. Let's announce it on Discord. What's that? You're not a part of the Discord server? Oh my god, you should join. Alright, time to stream to myself for the next several minutes. I don't know, man. Ice storm outages be like... They do be like that. Are we back? We are. Frankly, I have no idea what happened. But I also don't care, because I'm here and I can work again. W. Metal cooler. All right. Let's move this. This is the last thing we gotta do, and then we're done, man. We're done. Modded Gamer, thanks for the 420, dude.
Old man.
I'm not. That's not me. Who are you referring to? Is there some bald guy? Where's the bald guy? I don't know of any bald people in this stream. Is there a bald person somewhere? Where are they? It's done. Honestly, this physics model is kind of gross. It's very unoptimized, but at this point, I simply don't care. We just separate all these out into loose parts. We call it a day. That one's especially egregious. Ethereal, thanks for the 2. Appreciate it.
Guys, I've decoded it. Gus stands for grave mind under hair and go out end transmission.
That's actually true, probably. Underneath my... That's why people think I'm bald. Because they can't accept the fact that the grave mind is really there. He's a part of me. And it's super badass and cool. It's hard to accept, and I can't blame people for feeling that way. Let's do our collision model really quickly. We remove all materials. Whee! New. Not new. Hard metal solid covenant. Easy. And then in order to make this as optimized as possible, we simply generate, decimate. Decimate it down to 0.5. Boom. It's that easy. We're done. We can put this in game. It was that easy, guys. Take all of our ungodly amounts of physics objects and our render objects. We put them into the armature. We take our collision object and we put it into the armature's single bone. Done. Covenant hallway 4-way is complete. Also, welcome back, everybody. I know the stream crashed. It was the ice storm. I don't know. The internet never goes out here, but all I can say is it's icy as shit out there. They did something. Alright, let me export this real fast. Cov hallway 4-way. Whoops. Thank you for the 420, modded
The
gamer.
reality is you are bald, and because of that, Ultimate Forge will not release. The universe will not allow it.
Oh, so you're saying if I release Ultimate Forge, it's proof that I'm not bald, which that's convenient for me personally because it's done. We're gonna do a playtest tomorrow, and then a final playtest on Sunday, hopefully. So that's pretty crazy. This is it, dude. Let's get this final object in. Easy. Easy! We simply place our crate object into Gorilla, then select the model tag that we just duplicated from an obscure random other object. Now that it's in the same folder as our data folder, we can click the bulk import button to quickly import all relevant files for this object. Then we'll go into the physics model and we'll switch the physics type from box, which has gravity, to fixed, which will hold it in place. Wowzers, we did it. Then we simply spawn it in the video game. Wow. Oh, part of it's flipped inside out. No! It's fixed now. It's so beautiful. Ew, wait, no it's not. Ew, I gotta redo that collision model, dude. What the hell? Gross. Shade flat, get rid of all the materials. Add in just the hard metal solid cove. Then we decimate it. Done. Throw it onto our armature and call it a day. It's just that easy. Unless your message gets swallowed by the void. It did. And I couldn't see it. Also, I'm on top chat, so if you say really spammy stuff, I just never get to see it. I feel like it's better that way. The top chat feels like it's protecting me. It's shielding me. My brain cells, they're safe. Alright, look at that. We can see the outside of the object now. Looks fine. Nothing crazy about it. It's an object. It's one of the objects of all time. How about inside? Ooh. Ooh. Wow. The Void! Thank you for the tune.
Yum.
I knew it, dude. It was the Void. You were actually completely right about that, Brian. The Void did, in fact, eat up your message. Oh shit, Kevin! Thank you for the massive 20!
Hi RJ, it's me,
Okay.
your only viewer.
What do you mean, Mal?
For years I gaslit you into thinking your audience was bigger.
Then
But
it
the
is.
truth is, they are all me.
What do you mean?
And now to convince you, I will send this from every account.
That's not gonna happen. There's no way that's true. You can't send it from every account. Guys. Guys, please. Modded Gamer, thank you for the 69.
Your brain cells were never safe. Wow, ga. Gaga. Wow, wow, ga.
No,
Wow,
no!
Wow. Wow.
Please, please. Think of the children. It's me. I'm the children. I'm baby. Look at this. Look at this. Ah, look at the Ah! You guys seeing this right now? I'm building hallways with doors and stuff. Unfortunately, the doors do seem to be way brighter than everything else. That's kind of annoying. But look at this. Hallways. Demon, thank you for the 5! Appreciate it.
Joke's on you. I'm going to find a way to turn even Hightail into a sooner game, and you can't stop me.
I'm gonna assume that S was supposed to be a G, in which case everything I said about you and your Skyrim mods was right, and you were lying the whole time, and I knew it because I'm so smart, dude. I'm so smart, it's crazy. I just locked myself into this hallway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forge objects. 4 doors, 2 hallway objects. That's pretty sick. They're all round and blobby on the outside. I kind of like it. Wow. Well, there we go. That was all we ever needed. Doors, 2 hallway pieces. We're done! Unknown knows ball. Alright, look at that, dude. It's fucking beautiful, isn't it? It's fucking beautiful. We're done. Now we get to throw these all in the forge menu. Actually, we have to come up with names for every object, now that I think about it. Right now, they all have kind of arbitrary names related to what they look like, or whatever they were named when the Bungie devs placed these objects down in the campaign missions, in the map files. So now we have to name them all. We gotta come up with cool, vanilla-sounding names. I'm gonna start making a list. Hold on. Oh, look at this, dude. One single line in my suggestions document. Suggestions. Flood Covenant objects. There it was. Remember that like a week ago when somebody suggested that? Here it is. After 3, maybe 4 days, I kind of forgot. But I think 3 days of non-stop stream work, they're all in. And then some. Okay. Covenant Forge object names. Let's start from left to right, and then we can organize them afterwards. So this, I'm going to call Covenant Beam. So I'm going to give this the name Cov Beam. This could be Covenant Circle Half. This would be Covenant Pillar, right? And let me look at the pillars really quick, because this is a column. Demon, thank you for the tenor! Appreciate it, man.
Actually no, my Skyrim has no Guna mods, surprisingly. I don't even have KP or RUMP or SOS. Also, if you release the mod early to me, I can give you a map for the playtests since I can't be there.
I mean, that's not really physically possible. Even if I wanted to release the mod like early, any mods or maps you make for it are gonna break and not be valid anymore. If I could, I would release it early for all of you if possible, but that's just not how it works, sadly. Physically can't do it. It would break and your map would die. Alright, Covenant Circle Half. I think this is what I could call this, like Covenant Generator, I guess. Sure, let's call it that. Cov Generator. Then this, I think it was called Covenant Console. It's not a skill issue, it's a restriction of the fucking computer and the way that the computer think. The computer no thinks so good. This will be Covenant. Let's do this. We'll do Covenant Pillar A, and it'll be the big one. Actually, let's do medium, large, and small. No, those are kind of different. We'll do... How about just Covenant Pillar and Cov Pillar and Cov Pillar large? Right, there we go. And then we'll have one. This one over here will be just Cov Wall. This will be... what is it across the ceiling, the support called? Word for ceiling support. It's on the tip of my tongue. Joist? No. Rafter, sort of. Beam? I guess it could be Covenant Beam. Cov Beam. And then, so Covenant Wall, Covenant Beam, and I guess I'll do these really quickly. I wanted to call these like Cov Debris ABC. Cov Debris A. Cov Debris B. Cov Debris C. I already have Cov B, do I? Oh, right, that was this one. How about just Cov Support? How about Cov Pillar Large, and Cov Pillar Angled? And the angled Cov Pillar would be this one. Ooh, Arch is good. Yeah, I like that. That's good. That's good. So, let me get the debris, and this would be Cov Grading, I suppose. What would it be called on the inside of a wall? Like the inner support structure. I'm gonna call it Mesh. Cov Mesh. And this will be, I'm gonna call this the Cov Shield. And then this was the, we already have a console. This was, I'm gonna call this a Covenant Battery. I know it's not what it is, but I'm gonna call it that. Thank you for the two, Mantises.
Instead of grating.
Cov Girder instead of ooh, that's good. Wait, no, because Girder... This should be the girder, right? This would make more sense as a girder, wouldn't it? And this could be the girder, then this could be the beam, and then this could be the grating. No, I feel like it makes more sense that the other one was a beam. And an arch. And then, I'll leave it. I like the mesh. We have it as mesh. And you know, it's fairly accurate. So that's Cov Battery. This is... It's called in the files cover tubes. I don't even know what is this. What do we call this shit right here? It's like colorful and has a light. Base parts from Halo Wars 1. No, Halo Wars 1 unfortunately has extremely low detail stuff. It looks really, really low detail and ugly and bad. Cov Vape, it does kind of look like a mod. A vape mod, I mean. Call it the Covenant Lamppost. I know, but you fixed the low detail? That's not how that works. That's called remaking it from scratch. We'll come back to that one. We already have that one. This is... I'm gonna call this, like, Cov Tube. No, it's not really a tube. It's more like... Cove lamp? Ooh, I like cove. Yeah, cove beam light's not bad. It does look like a beam would emit from it. What would this thing be called? Because this beam is a separate object, so just this bit. This would be... We'll do this one as lamp for now, unless I can think of something better. There's a section of large hallway from Halo 2. I don't think this is a hallway. Strut. Well, lights act like lights. Yeah. I mean, technically possible, but yeah, there you go. Hammer. What do you mean hammer? What the fuck is hammer? What is it? Liam, what does this have to do with a hammer? It's a tube piece. It's not, this is already a separate object. This thing is separate. I'm just gonna move this so you stop saying hammer. It's not a hammer. It's Covenant rafters, right? This is a rafter. No, that's not quite rafters. It's like Covenant air conditioning vent. The Covenant air conditioning vent. Of course. I was gonna call it Covenant tube. Oh no, I can just call it Cov decorative. Decoration. Easy. Then we have Cov walkway. Cov walkway long. Cove door, Cove tunnel, Cove tunnel, four-way. And is that everything? I mean, technically we need to do the plates, but that's easy. That would just be Cove plate, 1 by 1, Cove plate, 2 by 2, Cove plate, 4 by 4, and Cove plate, 8 by 8. I think that's everything. I'm pretty sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, I lied. This giant thing. Call it Cove debris large. I don't even like this object that much, but we have it, so whatever. Cove debris large. It's a lot of objects right here, man. Like, look at all that shit. Damn. Looks like a broken arch. It is. It is a much larger arch piece that you can. I almost grabbed, but I forgot. This is like 1/3 of it. I think that's everything. We could realistically... we gotta start, like, deleting objects, all the Forerunner objects off the list now. And making space for these Covenant ones. I like it. Let me pull up the... Well, first let me save. Save the scenario. Then we're gonna go open the scenario here in Gorilla. We're gonna start adding and removing some objects. Mateus, thank you for the 2. Thank you.
Well, unforget and add it back Lamau.
The giant pillar thing? I don't know how useful that would be. That'd probably be pretty useful, not gonna lie. Right, here's our Flood Sandbox scenario file. And here is our forge list. The important part we want is the teleporter section, which I have hijacked and turned into all this. So we already have a crap ton of the... God damn, I hope we have enough space on this list. This is kind of crazy. Okay, well, we can get rid of the Covenant hallways. At the very least, those are replaced now. That's 3. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 forge objects from there. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23! Perfect! We literally just replaced every single Forerunner object, and we're good. Actually perfect. That's crazy, man. That's actually so awesome. Okay, every foreign object is removed. We're good. We're good. Demon, thank you for the 5! Appreciate it.
BTW, why is Cyberpunk such a good game for screenshots?
Oh, that game is
DMs,
so good. It's
nothing
so
Gooner,
beautiful.
I promise.
I mean, I don't know why you had to particularly specify that, but, you know, fair enough, I guess. Gah, Cyberpunk women. I fuck with the little dropships the medic guys have. Those are sick. You next to Idris Elba. Classic. Classic. The Roomba, name it the Covenant Roomba, I'm begging you. I can't. I'm too vanilla plus coded. I can't remove... So I can't add something that's that silly. Besides, the company that makes Roombas, they would get so mad at me because of my incredible, unstoppable fame. Oh wait, we gotta add all these actually. Dun dun. Alright, new object names, let's go! Wait, why am I doing this the hard way? Yeah, I should be doing this. What the hell? Oh, my brain! Alright, we do this. So we're basically just going to make a bunch of text strings in the game so that we can use them on the forge list. I'm formatting these. Alright, they're all formatted now, and we can just start typing names for them. So cov, plate, 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 4 by 4, 8 by 8, cov beam, cov circle. I'm back. We're writing the names down for all the objects. I'm adding them all to the forge list. Cov generator, cov console, cov pillar, cov pillar large, cov pillar angle, cov wall, cov arch, cov debris, A, B, C, large, Cove mesh. Shield. Battery. Lamp. Okay, I don't know about the decoration one. I might call it Cove tube. Cove walkway. Cove walkway along. Cove door. Tunnel. And tunnel. Four-way. Save. Tools, strings, UI, Halo X, Sandbox, UI. Not bad. Got a bunch of strings. They're all labeled now. I can start putting them in the list. The real question is, in what order do we put them in the list? Because I can order this however the hell I want to. Send you something in DM? Oh, Epic Parry DM. Wait, no you didn't. What the fuck? You didn't send me anything. Oh, I see. I guess you're saying that the tubes kind of look like these bits there. I guess they do a little bit, yeah. Can't really tell because the screenshot is fucking like 144p. All right. What order do we add? I think I'm just gonna add them in the order that I kind of have them here. I think it's fine. That said, I'm gonna go use the restroom really quickly. We'll order this and then we'll start actually building maps, which will be kind of sick. Give me just 2 minutes and we'll do it. It'll be sick. It'll be so sick! Right back. All right. I got a little snack. Let's continue. We simply order these items, put them in the game, and we start building. It'll be so good. Send me something to my DMs. I don't want to check my DMs. Send them to the server. All right. Let you froze to the toilet for a minute there? Not quite. I did have to move a lot of ice away from like my driveway, my car, and everything. It was a whole deal. I was on a little adventure today. It was fun. All right, let's order these. So generally speaking, I think obviously the Covenant plates need to go at the top. I feel like that's a given. They're gonna swap out and take the place of the Forerunner plates. So we're gonna go ahead and swap these out real quick. We're gonna need to copy this folder right there. So our Covenant 1x1 becomes Cov plate 1x1, 2x2. Yeah, you guys get it by now. Cov 2x2, Cov 2x2, Cov 4x4. I did call it that, right? Cov, but yeah, okay, perfect. And then 8x8. So we got those in. Those definitely should be at the top of the list, so that's good. All right, next up, we get to start inserting. God, how many of these are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, let's insert 23 objects here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. All right, all of this is about to become Covenant objects. This whole blank space here, I'll move it so you guys can see a little better. All of this blank space in the list is about to be the new objects for the Flood Sandbox. So let's begin. Right now we have the Covenant beam. I'm going to move that down the list. I'm going to organize it on the string list, which is kind of pointless, but whatever. Actually, I'll do it over here. Cov beam, I'll put this down by the debris section. Yeah, actually the mesh. We have the circle. I guess that's fine to have near the top. Generator and console are similar to the shield, battery, lamp, and decoration. So we'll have all these like structural objects here. Then we have the pillars, then put the arch after the pillars, the wall. The debris kind of have their own section with the mesh. The walkways and the doors and the tunnels I feel like should probably be at the bottom. Or no, maybe we can put these up top actually. Yeah, Cov walkways, Cov tunnels, and then the door, and then we'll have the structural type objects, the pillars. Actually, let's do the pillars kind of up here after the door. Then we have like the individual wall, like all those, the arches, the wall, and then we could have like all the debris. Maybe this should go. We can have the arch come after the pillars. Now, this just makes sense in my head. And then I guess the wall is kind of in an awkward spot, but I suppose we could put the wall there. Then we had to have circle. The wall's kind of in an awkward spot. It's not really similar to any other object. I'm trying to organize them based on like their usefulness and their size, kind of. Kind of debris, but what is it? The console. I'll put it after the console there, and then it'll go all the debris pieces right there. Okay, this looks like a good way of organizing it. I like it. Let's do it. So first we'll do the Covenant walkway. Maybe the first object here. Let me make sure we're first on the list. Yep. So we'll do Cov walkway. Cov walkway 2x1. Yeah, and then Cov walkway 4x1. What was it? Curved walkway, large, I think. Long. So it's this one. Man, I gotta do something really quickly. Give me 30 seconds.
Share emoji, 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 share emoji.
Oh, that's weird. It just stopped all of a sudden. How odd. How did that happen? Okay, anyway, moving on. Thank you for the 2, though. Let's move on past the walkways. Now we'll have the tunnels. Cub tunnel and Cub tunnel 4-way. I guess I can call it hallways, actually. I'm gonna call them hallways instead of tunnels. I don't know why I called them tunnels. Look in stream chat? Okay. Damn, chill. Isn't shut the... Chill! You atted me. What did you at me for? Mateus! Thank you for the 5! What the... I literally can't even show
I will
this.
not be denied. Share emoji, 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 share emoji.
Why is it giving me like a
share
chiseled
emoji,
chin?
share
Look at
emoji,
that. Look at that cleft
share
chin,
emoji,
bro.
share emoji, share emoji, share emoji,
Damn.
share
Yeah, that's
emoji,
totally how I look,
share
actually.
emoji,
That's actually
share
completely
emoji,
me.
share
Hell yeah.
emoji, share emoji, share emoji.
Thank you for the 5! Mistaking Manx. Thank you for the 5.
Rejected.
Appreciate it.
Could you please show me how to move an object in Blender? I imported my 3D file and it's nowhere near the center.
Sure, yeah, sure. Here's my object. Well, I guess if you're gonna want to know that, there's gonna be 2 things you should know that are very important. I don't know. You have object mode where you move stuff, which the location is over here when you press N, pull it up. You can grab all these, drag 0, done. But all that's gonna do is move wherever the orange dot is. And then you can also move stuff in edit mode, but you can see it doesn't move the orange object position dot. So now if I go to this and I put 0, it actually just moves the orange dot, and this is not center. So that's called the origin point. So if you ever search in Blender, you can do origin to geometry, which will then move it to the center of your object, and that'll make it a lot easier to move around. N or M? It's N. Press G. G is the move button. G moves stuff around. You can also, after you press G, you can press X for the X-axis. Then you can also press Y to move it only on the Y-axis, or also Z for the Z-axis. And if you want to get really crazy and fancy, you can hold Shift-X to move it on this axis, Shift-Y, Shift-Z for this axis, Shift-Y for this axis. And you can kind of move it on 2 axes at the same time, which is very convenient for a lot of stuff. So X, Y, or Z, so you press G for move, Y, X, Z, Shift X, Shift Y, Shift Z. Very fancy and very convenient. And generally you want to be moving stuff in object mode unless you're actually editing the mesh itself, at which case you want to be, you know, G to move these vertices individually around, or, you know, 1 for vertex selection, 2 for edge selection, and 3 for face selection. Just on your keyboard, 1, 2, 3. Switch between them at any time. You taught me better than every teacher I've ever had for $5 in 2 minutes. I got you. If you can master those hotkeys and use them to their fullest, you will do fantastically. Also, highly recommend this. I turn this on, especially when I'm editing small stuff, but up here, there's a little magnet icon, which you can turn on with Shift Tab, or just by clicking the magnet. I use Shift Tab, and then you click this little button next to it. I find Vertex is the best. This is a snapping mode. So if I grabbed this and I wanted to like make something, and I wanted to drag it over here, I can press E for extrusion to make a new point off of it, and then if I bring it over, boom, it snaps to vertices. Super, super handy. And I can move it over here, it snaps to this one. Move it over here, snaps to this one. Absolutely goated, super supreme ball knowledge. You can just hit Shift Tab at any time to turn that on or off. Also super handy, because it lets you do like face selection too. You don't even have to snap to just vertices. You can snap to all different kinds of stuff. Super, super cool. And not to overload you, but there's one more piece of knowledge. You can use G to move stuff, but you can also use S to scale stuff and R to rotate stuff. I assume G was chosen as the move key for G for grab. Obviously S is for scale and R is for rotate. So that all kind of makes sense. But never use Paint 3D for 3D object. Yeah, no. It's definitely better to just learn the basics of Blender, and you'll be so much better off. All right, back to list. You can type X, Y, or Z to go by a certain degree, like 90. That's true. That would be the. I should have said that actually. That's a good point. If you rotate something, like if you hit R to rotate, and then you hit like X, you can do that. But you can, after you hit X, or even before, you can do R 90, which will rotate 90 based on your view, which is kind of useless. But if you hit RX and then 90, you rotate 90 degrees on the X-axis, or RX 180 rotates at 180 degrees. So you literally just type R, then I press X on my keyboard, then I type 180, 180 degrees. So you can flip stuff. Super, super handy. If you're trying to do like precision stuff, you absolutely need to know how to do that. It also works in edit mode, of course. RX 180, boom. Also, one thing that you should know, okay? An object itself, this orange dot, this marks the object. You can have all kinds of stuff on your mesh, on your object. If you're in object mode and you rotate something, you can notice on this menu right here, information starts to change as I rotate it or move it. The position and rotation values change because that orange dot is actually the origin point that's rotating. And now if I wanted to undo those, I can go like this and zero all these values out, 0, 0, 0, and it goes back to its position. But if I do edit mode changes, all of these are basically considered like destructive changes. Once I rotate this and I go back into object mode, it's all still 0, 0. That was a destructive change to the mesh. So if you're trying to do like big rotations and stuff on stuff, make sure you're doing it in object mode. That way, if at any point you want to re-rotate it and fix it back, you can just hit 0. Edit mode, consider this like permanent destruction editing. Whenever you're in here, these are not things you can just quickly and easily undo. These are like just hard edits and changes you're making. So keep that in mind. Anytime you're trying to do movements and stuff around, just do it in object mode. I wonder why Blender doesn't have a simplified mode. Realistically, if you're trying to do stuff in 3D, you can't really do it simply. This is actually a very simple way of doing things, in my opinion. It's just hard to like wrap your head around at first, but I think this is definitely the right way to do things. I think this is as simple as you could realistically get in order to actually have this all be useful. All right, more items. What do we have? We just did the Covenant hallway. I think that's Covenant door comes next. Yeah. Cov door. Cov door. Next, Cov pillar, which I think was this one right here. This will be the first pillar, called Cov pillar A. Next is the Cov pillar large, which would be this one, which is Cov column A. Thank you for the 69! Modded Gamer 6.9, thank you very
When
much.
Dubai has the ultimate forge to make the cool shooty shoot level for the night of game fun time.
Tomorrow. We're going to do it tomorrow. And we're probably going to do another one on Sunday as well. The goal is I'm going to publish all these changes and all these new items and stuff to the workshop like later tonight, early tomorrow. And then we can all do a quick like 1 hour build map session. You could possibly, your other old maps might still work. In which case you can modify them if you really want to, and then we all just play. And it should be pretty fun. I think my model is just really joined. There's a whole lot of other fancy stuff you kind of got to know as well. But I couldn't say any more without actually knowing exactly what you're doing. Cov, pillar, large. Why do I keep writing cove? I can't write cove. I always like muscle memory write cove. That was cov, pillar, large, and then we have cov, pillar, angled will be the next one. And cov, pillar, angled is this object over here, which in game is known as cov, pillar, B. Next up on the list, Cov Arch. Which I don't remember what I called this actually. What did I call this? Cov Beam B, okay. And then after that we have Cov Circle half. I think I just called Cov Circle, yeah. You guys are ever like, why doesn't Rejected just like add a bunch of items to the Forge menu? I had to do this 10 times for each time for every single Ultimate Forge map when I was adding all those new objects in. It was pain. It took so long. It was like an hour of just this, but like at high speed nonstop. It made me want to die. Alright, next is Cov Shield. And then Cov Battery. I think it was called R&D, right? Cov R&D pad. Then Cov Lamp. Really got to change the name of the lamp. The lamp is not it. But also it's better than whatever it was called before. I think it was called Cov Cover Tubes. I don't even know what that is. Cov Decoration. What did I call it? I think I just, oh yeah, Cov Tube. And the in-game name is Deco A. There's literally no, it doesn't have an actual purpose. The actual file name, which I also named after the object it was in-game, is just Deco. The decoration. Okay, so next we have Cov Generator. Which I think I just called the Cov Roomba. Yeah. Then we have Cov Console, which is the actual name of it. Cov Wall. And Cov Debris A. Alright, this is where it gets easy. Cov Debris A. What is it called? Oh, rubble. Should I call them rubble or debris? I feel like debris might not be as accurate. Maybe we'll call them rubble. What up, Rust? What up, Wrench? I guess I should call you Wrench because it's Rusted Wrench and Allen Wrench. Cove debris large. Which, what is cove debris large again? Oh, this thing. Cove ship chunk A. Almost there, and then we have cove beam and then cove mesh, and we're done. It's done. It's fucking done. The deed is done. We can forge! We can forge! I swear when I AI RJ's like wearing the goblin mask. Yeah, you also AI'd me into a Cortana suit, but your AI gave it nipples, so I can't exactly show that one. Game multiplayer sandbox. Game start. Levels. Multi. Flood sandbox. Flood sandbox. Alright, we get the forge. I'm so happy! Build a small something to make sure it all meshes? Exactly. Check stream chat at your own risk. That's every time I check stream chat is at my own risk. What the fuck? Didact, bro. What the fuck, man? I hate that so much. Oh my god. I didn't know I could hate something so vividly and viscerally. Jesus Christ. Let's see. How does everything look? Where are the waterfall and water plane there? I need to move those down. Dude, I can't even show that. I think people would find it really funny, but that's so insane I don't even think I can show it on stream. It's literally just me, AI, bald, in a Cortana suit with like the biggest womanly ass of all time.
What no morph suit streamed us to a guy.
True though. Thank you for the 3 Didact. Fuck, I actually forgot about that. I was supposed to do that like back in December. Fuck, I'm glad you said that actually. Cove walkway. Cove walkway long. Cove hallway. Cove hallway 4-way. Maybe I should tile that. I think maybe I can tile the side a little more. It looks a little bit too stretched. Let's see, cove door. Cove pillar. And these are really nice. Cove pillar large. Cove pillar angled. Darksteel, thanks for the 3, dude.
If you were a bird, you'd be a bald eagle.
Shut
Not because bald, but because your scream is actually attributed to an entire other bird. Much like how you should be modding H4 instead of 3.
Oh my god. This is why I need more moderators so I can just have them instantly ban you for this slander. Yeah, that's not a lamp. Isn't this the thing from midship? Am I tripping, or is this not the structure from midship where the fucking little grav lift comes out the top? When I was on Willie Osso's quiz, I'm pretty sure it had this minus a particle emitter for one of the spotty things. Okay, that's every Covenant object. That's actually crazy. It looks awesome. I hate that in the editor here I have super slow movement speeds. Meanwhile, if I go in game, my monitor will actually have good maybe I can just edit. You know what? Well, let me do that real quick. Inevitably, it'll crash my game, as always. Objects, characters, monitor, forge, monitor editor. Okay, and then I think, dude, I don't remember. I actually completely forgot the values I had for it. I think it was on the copy. Yeah, peak power was 5. Thank you for the 3, Darksteel.
So these forge pieces will also be usable outside of Flood Sandbox, right?
Yeah, I wish.
And there will be some matching UNSC pieces like this, right?
When I don't make the rules, okay? I can't make that a reality. Because, realistically, there's only so much I can add to the forge list. I cannot make it any better or change it at all. That is simply how it is. Okay, does this crash my game? Oh, it doesn't! And I get the actually good settings. Awesome. Oh, it crashed my game. Why does editing anything relating to Forge while in Forge crash? This is bullshit. So we're getting Covenant hallways, but only on the worst sandbox? Well, I don't have any more space to add them. Everything else, every other map has the Halo Reach objects. So busy with values and models, use no particle effect time. I know, it's brutal. Game multiplayer, so we're loading Forge. We're gonna start back up levels, Flood Sandbox, Flood Sandbox. We need a Covenant Forge mod? Yeah, man, that's doable. I could also add more stuff from maps like Midship, and Midship, and Midship, and probably Midship. I don't know what it's called in Halo 3, I forgot, but there's Midship. Probably do Midship. We need a Covenant Forge mod. I was. Okay. Now the goal is we try to build like a. Bro, this is okay. This is something else I forgot. God damn it! I'm gonna have to crash my game again. Where's my flat forge piece for the fucking flood map? Did I never make one? Terrain, flat, medium, and so I don't have one, do I? I never wait. Terrain square. I never made one for the fucking flood. Are you serious, bruh? I thought I did it for everything, but clearly I didn't. I did the terrain, flat, terrain square, grass, island, jungle, ODST, sand, savanna, and snow. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Grass gets reused on Skyward, so that's 8. And Forge World, 9. Which means the only one I didn't do was the fucking jungle. Or, I mean, the flood. Fine. Terrain, square, flood. Terrain, square, flood, and then we gotta edit the shader. Terrain, flood, square. All right, let's do it. If I don't do this now, I'll just completely forget, and then people will be like, rejected? Why is your mod fucking trash? Rejected, I'm sorry, I just noticed I was playing your mod and I realized it's fucking garbage and I hate it. Alright. Throw the crate in. We give it the flood model tag. We give it the flood render tag, the flood collision tag, and the flood physics tag. And then we also, before we even edit the visuals of it, need to get the name of the material, which is tough flood flesh. And that's probably the same for the physics model, if I had to guess. Thank you for the 2, Mateus.
Who is bro yapping at?
Yo, mama.
Trash modder, give up and go work at McDonald's.
Justin ODST, thank you for the 2. It's your support that keeps me going.
PSA, for the 3. Do not go into stream chat. I'm not even trying to commit some kind of reverse psychology irony post because I posted something. Like, actually don't. It's cursed in there right now.
What? Why are there so many posts? What the fuck? Why am I a lion? Jesus Christ. It is cursed. You're right. I don't know. I looked anyway, but thank you for the 3. Alright, last thing we gotta edit is the visuals. Yeah, the visuals. We have this grass texture, which is fucking disgusting. And we're gonna swap it out for the flood texture. Alright, as long as I shoot it and walk on it, it sounds disgusting, then that's a win. Yep, that's flood. Guys, can you please stop posting AI-generated slop of me in weird ways? Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Environmental tint map. Environment map. Okay, that one's dynamic. This one's none. Alright, basically this is an actual flood material, and this is that grass material here, so we're gonna fix that real quick. I'm gonna make it look good. Base map. Boom. Detail map. Boom. Bump map. Boom. Detail bump. Boom. The material 0 is diffuse plus specular. They're all 3 diffuse plus specular because they're gross and shiny and needed specular values. Just an ODST. Thank you for the 2.
Releases the Modstein files.
That was actual illiteracy. What did you just say? Thank you for the 2 mutates.
You'll need motherfoo King Jesus Lamau.
True. I am deeply disturbed. And uncomfortable. Diffuse coefficient 1. No curve steepness. What? Specular power 0.1. No curve steepness 5. This is 0.55. This is 0.9. Dude, this is my favorite thing. Data entry, dude. This makes me so happy. Yay! Alright, so now we should have... Oh my Jesus Christ. That was not what I wanted at all. Honestly, that wasn't either. Okay, well, it's a start. Next, Flood A wet skin. Flood film detail. Flood dry B bump. $32. 32. And the last one was just 8. Can't really tell if I was working it, but I think we're getting somewhere. We got to set this thing's values real quick. So that's 1 and 0.13. Specular power is 200, Jesus. And then 5, 0.55, 0.9, 0.8, 0.3. Alright, how's that looking? The way I can't tell. Love it. Alright, let's keep going. Next up is material 2. Hopefully the last one here. Flood skin. Lovely. We have this. Clump 3 detail, which is actually supposed to be 48. 48. This is 64. And detail bump 2 is also at 64. And the values go the following. Its diffuse coefficient is 0.6. Specular is 0.13. We have a specular power of 100. This is going to be super shiny. It does have a colored no, it's just white. Then we have a value of defaults 5 and 0.55. Again, 0.9, 0.8. Excuse me. God damn. 0.5, 0.8, 0.9, 0.55, 5. How does that look? I think it's fine. A generic floodified looking thing. It'll do. There's your big, flat, smooth-edged flood blob thing. I'm gonna change the symbol to a shield. Wait, what are you talking about? I don't even see an icon next to your name on my stream setup. Wait, hold on, refresh. Oh, you do have a shield. Wait, that's cooler, dude. You don't have a fucking wrench anymore. The shield makes way more sense. W. They actually updated the YouTube streaming setup. That's insane. Holy shit. Wait, does that mean if I refresh here? No, it still shows wrench in my OBS. Alright, let's throw this onto the... Let's throw this onto the scenario tag, and then we're gonna go back into Forge. We did it, guys. We fucking did it. Yeah. So what's been added so far? Everything. And we got them all on the forge list too. It's beautiful. I love it so much. Alright, flat, small flood. There we go. Let's boot it up. We're about to forge. We're about to test out forge a little bit with all the new objects. Alright, so we're going to do game, multiplayer, sandbox to load forge. Then we're going to do game start, levels, multi, flood sandbox, flood sandbox. I'm so happy we could actually build with all these objects. I've spent so many days. As many as 3. That's so many. And now we actually get to use them for the first time. Was the curved wall ever implemented? No, it sure wasn't. Alright, here's our new ground small. It's the fleshy, flat one. It's very boring. I'm not even going to use it, but I just wanted to make sure it was there. With a curvy wall, there's just simply regular walls. However, we did implement a new texture for the walls in case you missed it. Wait, I don't think I ever updated the physics model for all these bigger objects. Oh. Anyway, this is the new texture for the plates. You have this side has this kind of floor plate type texture. And the other side is the regular purple plate, so it's very nice. So, you know, purple plates, very useful. Floor plates on the other side, it's pretty fancy. All the way up to the 8x8, which tiles like crazy, and even has a bunch of them on the bottom there. Useful? I like to think so. Let's see. I want to do a big cliff medium. Dude, I gotta... Hold on. Oh no. I gotta write something down on the bug list. Add updated ground physics to all terrain pieces, not just grass biome. Thank God. There's a big flood cliff. Absolutely disgusting, just how I like it. Add some more ground here. More ground. Flip it upside down so we get the other side of it. Ew, it's so gross. Do another cliff medium. And then we can rotate it like that. So like that would be good. No, wait, other way. That should be good. Yeah, now it has this curved side right here. Then I can take the curved side and I can place it like here. So this is how I would have done my flood maps before, and then you would have had to put down a bunch of Forerunnery objects, but now, with the new updates, with all the Covenant stuff, we don't have to do all that. We have some cove walkways. Can have a covenant walkway like going into the wall like this and into the ground. Can have, ooh, a large pillar. Like stuck structurally into the wall here, like that. Could have an archway that's like sticking out too. I think that'd be kind of sick. Like one there, and then maybe you could do another one like at a very similar angle. But like sticking out even worse. Okay, we're cooking. We gotta obviously add some flood plates in here. It's not gonna feel like an actual flood environment until we decorate it with the right amount of flood stuff. I need more flood gunk. I won't be able to do anything as awesome as the stuff Dev was working on their map, but you know what? I'll give it a try. Get a little small flood plate here. Stream chat is absolutely an inch of data. How bad is it? Do I need to be worried? Throw some of these guys down here. Cool. Doing that. Oh god, I'm gonna have to purge the channel, aren't I? More Covenant stuff. I want to do a... What'll be good here? Ready some arches. Ooh, I want to have one of these kind of like messed up into the ground a little bit. That'd be kind of sick. Almost like it was the floor at one point. Ooh, and then I actually completely forgot about this, but Covenant landing pad would go really hard here as well. Ooh. Let's get another cliff in here. We'll do a giant flood cliff, the biggest one. There are a bunch of AI rejected shotgun Spartans. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Make sure I'm not covering up spawn. Giant flood wall. Let me see if I can do... I wonder if I can do a hallway through here. How tough is it to do like an actually good Covenant hallway, I wonder? if I used like a small cliff for detailing? Let's see. Okay, that doesn't stick through, so that's pretty cool. For the top, maybe I could use I could use some flood blobs, but I'm gonna try some flood cliffs as well. Maybe flip it like upside down. Stick to the ceiling a little bit more than I would want. Maybe I could just get away with like a giant blob here. Where's my flood mound medium? Save the day. Doesn't really have a good flat side. Maybe like this. Stick one of these back here. I feel like it's passable. Ooh, and then big brain, flood ball. Cover up one of the seams right here. Ooh, big. Look at that. Now we got a little hallway. Actually, I'm not going to use this one. Oh, this one. This is the one I like the most. Just for the sake of nasty decorations, throw one of these down here. Ooh, look at that, dude. God damn! I'm cooking. We have a flood door over here. You know, spacing things out. Could add ourselves a little, another, maybe like a small cliff. Might move this over just a bit more. This is sick. Freaking like this, dude. There's so many more Covenant objects I haven't even used yet. Oh, dude. Oh my god, my favorite ones. I haven't even used my favorite ones, the debris objects. Oh, I need to have these like everywhere. You could just stick these into walls. Have the modding's been well? Yeah, now I'm just messing around with all these objects. Just kind of seeing what possibilities emerge from all the new stuff I added. Let's see, how useful is this one? That's cool. I'm just experimenting with stuff right now. I'm not an amazing forger, but so far I'm really liking this. Didact, please stop. It's unrelated? No, it's not. No, it is not. We're in the midst of AI generating copious amounts of me. You're like, guys, I need a funny dance. Unrelated, of course. Honestly, this wall part is kind of useless. I should at least make it bigger or doubled up. I feel like if I made it doubled, it might be a bit more useful. I'm not being the most creative ever, but to be fair, I haven't really used like even half the pieces yet. Oh, I need to grab the angled pillar here. Cool. Darksteel, thank you for the 3, dude.
Request, make a straightened out version of the Covenant mesh. I may have just gotten a mod idea where there are 2 people, a hill, and you watch 2 randomly selected people in a cage match. Winner of the cage match ends the round.
It'd be kind of a pain in the ass to make, but well, it wouldn't be that bad. I will consider your suggestion. The pieces definitely match the aesthetic. I think this is really cool. Damn, dude, look at this. Let me walk around. Oh, you know what? Wait, let me add some water really quick. I'm moving downward. Slowly but surely. Dude, something about nasty water really just ups the flood vibes. This is so cool. I've barely even done anything with it, too. Oh, wait, I have an idea. Let me grab the small flood mound. Check this out. Oh, look, the flood biomass growing inside the flood mound right there. And of course, gotta grab yourself a nice little flood pile. I was put into a prison. I lost my flood pile. Oh no, there it is. Gotta throw these around in the hallways, just like Bungie did. This is pretty cool. Has it been updated yet? No, but it will be by tomorrow. I've just added everything to the Forge list. You can see it all here. It's all on Forge. Oh, I gotta add some beams. These things are really useful. You know I'm locking the fucking on this. I can't wait to see what you do. And honestly, your map inspired. Your map and some suggestions, I was like, damn, there's a lot more potential with this. Is there any way to have the physics option default phase? Not that I'm aware of. I think that's just something the MCC devs would have had to have been able to implement. I can't really change it, unfortunately. Halo community in Mexico go crazy. It's an incredible mod. Well, I'm going to talk about it, make a lot of YouTube shorts and a full-length YouTube video on it. Darksteel, thank you for the 420.
I don't think the explodable flood scenery objects respawn. The ones that pop out the popcorn flood.
Oh yeah, I was planning
to
on
respawn so I can spam infection forms with kill balls and make something fun.
Oh, I was actually going to remove the infection forms because they don't seem to sync with other people. Oops. And then when it forges keyboard and mouse, I could not. I have built up muscle memory from playing so much Halo, so I can do controller really quickly, but I just straight up could not do keyboard and mouse. It's brutal. Jesus, this is a large fucking cliff. God damn. There we go, made it feel a little more alive. Not too shabby, huh? That's pretty good. If only more people knew about this. I got you though. I will be talking about this mod like non-stop. As soon as it's out on the Steam Workshop. I've already talked about it a little bit on my YouTube shorts. I don't know, guys. I think this... I'm not an amazing forger by any means, but in a really short amount of time, I was able to whip up a little test area like this. I like it, man. I think this is sick. Are there any tendrils or tentacles? The closest would be these things and this drippy bit. I really wanted to add like a big tendril or tentacle type thing, but honestly it was just very... The problem with tentacles is that they're like very move heavy. They're like conform to whatever terrain you have, and I could only make like drippy tentacles. That'd be the only way. And there are some in the game that I can place down, but... yeah. In the big flood mission in Halo 3, there's the big window. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, like the big tentacle shaped like flood biomass. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That would be so useful. That's a good point. Yeah, with the current forge objects, just like cliffs and ground, it'd be kind of hard to make. I do have... oh, there was one more object I was planning on adding, actually, that might... it's not exactly the same. Check something really quickly. Yeah, probably good enough. It was blood cub object. No, yes. So in my file, it was this. Not exactly the same, but could theoretically a couple of them together could work. It was this little flood tree. I wanted to add this into the game. I thought it would be pretty cool. Because it was the only object when I looked through the entire mission of Cortana that looked like it would be at least slightly useful in Forge as like a flood object. Every other single piece of like flood chunk of like actual flood biomass was all very carefully crafted by Bungie for that mission. The only things that were actually usable as Forge objects were like these little chunk objects here. Like it was stuff just like the flood plates, the flood mound, which they used like 1 billion times in different scales, and then just some other random objects, you know, this weird tentacle one, this drippy one, a little pile on the ground, some crust pieces. You know, so when it came to like actual flood biomass, I just basically had to reuse the cliffs from the other maps and just texture them to look like flood biomass. Can you do custom models and texture them? I tried, but it was honestly way more work, and it didn't look any better than these. So I was just like, damn. Okay. Yeah, there could be a bit. Yeah, I'll do like a flood tree small and a flood tree big. Is there a 4-legged flood creature that runs at you similar to K9? There's a 2-legged one that runs at you, the little flood stalker. They can like walk on walls and ceilings. What about the Halo 2 Gravemind with Captain Keys? Oh, that's the Halo 1 with Captain Keys, but the Halo 2 Gravemind, I actually ported him to Halo 3. He just didn't look very good. He needed like a full retexture, or at least a decent recolor. I want to do the Gravemind. I want to Halo 3ify the Gravemind at some point. I think that'd be fun. You just want to get distracted after this mod is released and do a Halo 3 version of the Gravemind. I think that'd be fun. On the table, make one display massive, just call it Covenant Tower. So I mean, I theoretically could. I don't know. I don't know why. I guess. I mean, the biggest object that you have currently, I guess, would be like 8x8 cover plate when it comes to like proper structural bits, which is certainly useful. But I don't know if I'm not sure if it could be like made into a proper tower realistically. These plates are good for stuff like this, though. The Halo 2 Greymine is on Sketchfab. I'm gonna try giving it a high poly. I probably is on Sketchfab. Honestly, I don't know. I've never looked. I'm kind of curious to see now. Oh yeah, I see him. He's the gross green-looking one on there. Yeah, that's the Gravemind. I wonder if anybody made a cooler Gravemind. They sure didn't. Damn. But yeah, the Halo 2 one is on there. I don't know if he's rigged like he is from Halo 2 proper, but he is certainly there. Problem with the Halo 2 Gravemind is he's actually insanely low poly. This is me just look, or actually wait, because this is an art website, there's probably naked people on it. But it's the Gravemind, is what I'm looking at right now. He looks cool. I think it would be fun to, work on the Gravemind. Halo 3 F5. Wanna try modeling it? Halo 3? Yeah, that'd be sick. Do it, that'd be fucking hella dope. He's gonna probably be filling the role of the mob boss of Skyscraper. I mean, if you have any suggestions for whatever particular objects might be good for that, I'm definitely open to it. I think this is good, guys. We did it. We actually did it. Ethereal, thank you for the 2. Appreciate it.
Hear me out,
okay.
Flarbiter.
I mean, not against it. Flarbiter would be cool. I don't know specifically what a Flarbiter would look like. Besides, like, I mean, obviously we have the Flood Elites in Halo 3, and if you just took their armor and just kind of replaced it with Arbiter armor, it might look kind of cool. Might be kind of fucking sick, actually. Yeah. I can give it a try. Hold on, I'm gonna go AFK for 1 sec. I'm gonna go stand up. I will be right back. Yeah, guys, I'm sitting here thinking, I think this mod's just ready for the playtest. Technically, all I really changed, well, now, you know, there's some important work we have to do, actually. And it's boring, but it's really important. It's for all the, I swear I did it already, but I don't know if I did it for the flood map. Let me see, actually, there's a way I can tell. I last edited these on 2/20/25, but if I look through all the terrain pieces, basically the physics model for the terrain pieces that I fixed, I made them so much smoother, nicer, more optimized, all that awesome stuff. It was the terrain flat medium grass piece. And if you look at the physics model, last updated 120. If we go through all of these, yeah, old. The flat medium grass was the only one I updated. Are we exclusively doing flood maps for the game night? No, you can do whatever you want, but the flood map did get a major overhaul, so you're more than welcome to work on it. No, I'm just going to quickly update all the physics models by just literally dragging and dropping and switching their materials up. So let's do that real quick. Super easy. We just do soft terrain beach for this one. So now the island physics model is up to date. We're going to copy that over to the next one, which is the jungle. Copy the name, delete it, replace the name. So now it just slots into the place that the tag is expecting to find it. And this one actually has a really interesting, like, walking sound, specifically done for CR117. That's kind of sick. Tough terrain underbrush. There it is. So now I basically just have to copy it in and then replace the texture, the sound it makes when you walk on it. I just got to do that a couple times. And then we're done. So we'll grab the physics model from there. We'll go to the next one, which is the ODST one. Delete, put it in there. Hard to pick. Hey, you can make multiple if you really wanted to. This one should be hard or tough terrain grass, I believe. Let me double check. I want to make sure I get this right. Yeah. Oh, tough terrain dirt. I'm going to keep the grass sound. You can shoot, dirt comes out, grass when you walk on it. Next is the sand map. This one's also easy. Put this in here. This one becomes soft terrain beach, so it makes sand sounds when you walk on it. Savannah. I think Savannah just makes grass sounds when you walk on it, if I recall. I don't remember how I set it up originally. But these are the terrain pieces you build with. Yeah, tough terrain grass will do the same thing here. Next up is the snow map, and this is the last one for the medium-sized pieces. Actually, that's not true. We're going to do the flood one, but besides the flood one, it's the last one. So for the snow, it's another really easy one. This becomes soft terrain snow. Done. Let's go do the flood one, and then that'll be every object having the brand new updated physics model for the terrain, which is so nice. Holy shit, so nice. And I already know what the flood one is because I just fixed up the other object it had. It should be tough flood flesh. There we go. All right, now all of those physics models are updated. Now we just need to go into the terrain for the medium. So terrain flat. Did I just do all the flat mediums? 127? Yeah, I did. So now we go to the small ones. Terrain flat. Small grass was last updated on 120. Small island. Okay, yeah. So we're going to grab the small physics model, which is the updated one. Paste it in here. Delete the name. Boom, boom. Since this is the island map terrain piece, again, this one's the sand, so soft terrain beach. Go to the next one. It's the jungle. It was called, like, what, tough underbrush? Tough terrain, underbrush. Perfect. So there's the jungle one taken care of. We'll just power through these really fast. ODST. I'm going to double check the ODST one. I'm pretty sure it was grass for the sound. Oh, it was dirt, actually. Okay. Fuck. Small ODST. Alright, I'll go back and fix the other ODST one too then. Tough terrain, dirt. Alright, that one's good. We're going to go back to the flat medium ODST and switch it to dirt, so that way they're at least even. Hot cocoa break, you're going to need it. It's so, even down here in Texas, it is so damn cold still. This winter is brutal. Alright, next up is the desert map, so the sand one. This one will be, again, soft terrain beach, which is the sand sounds. Savannah should be grass. Tough terrain grass. Move on to snow is our last one. Soft terrain snow. And now to the flood, and then we're done! We'll have the new updated physics models. They'll be so clean. No holes in them. No people falling through the ground anymore. It'll be beautiful. Tough blood flesh. It's done! All the terrain pieces are up to date. We did it. The map is ready. It's ready to go, dude. Technically, I should just start building the maps right now. It'll take several hours, but I should honestly just start building the maps, and then just we'll do the playtest tomorrow. How many of you guys are ready for the playtest tomorrow? What's the typical try count as addictive for a Halo 3 object? I guess it depends on what you're doing, but if you're doing something like that, I would say just like, you probably get away with just nothing over 10,000. Definitely nothing over 10,000. I mean, you could, but I just don't think it would be necessary. We did it. It's over. It's done. I've updated everything. It's beautiful. The only thing to do is to fix the AI stuff and add a couple of tiny missing features. Gah. Here's one we can do right now. We can add the saber text. Do we have a saber stuff? There's that. We're gonna go to our data folder, data, UI, HUD messages. There are no saber HUD messages. Let's do this. Ride Condor, blah, blah, blah. We'll do saber flip and saber drive. To pilot saber and to flip saber. We'll run the strings command, tool, strings, UI, whoops, HUD. Alright, now that means we can go into our saber vehicle and it'll say the right thing when you try to drive it. Can't believe I missed that. That's such like an easy thing to do. Right now I think when you try to drive or flip the saber it says wombat. Yeah, wombat enter driver. Now we can just do saber drive for that. And then down here, saber flip. Cool. So that is fixed. Drag these HUD messages all the way over here. So we can clear that bug out. We do need to fix the capital ship. Those doors are totally screwed up. But it's an easy fix too. So that one we also just fixed. Bipeds don't respawn. That should be an easy fix. I'm going to keep that on there until I find it. That's another easy fix. Police Pelican. That one will take a little bit of time, but that's nothing crazy. Got to find out. Most of these are not going to take long. The actual stuff that will take a while is the AI bugs I got to fix to make the AI actually work good, because they don't right now. When are you going to post the update? It should be out by tomorrow. Before my stream tomorrow, the update will be out. I'm absolutely sure there's no room left for 2 flyable, drivable weapons. Afraid not. Afraid not. I think it's time, guys. I think it's time I hop off and start building these maps so I can prepare for tomorrow's playtest. By the way, if any of you guys are YouTube members, you should join in the Discord server so you can come play on the playtest. Come play with me and everyone else in the playtest tomorrow, live on stream, same time as usual. Join in. It'll be super fun. It'll be a great time. Don't leave to get milk again, Dad. I'm sorry. It's got to be done. All I have left to do is just playtest. Set it up, build the map, send out the update. So that's the plan. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Ooh. So I'm going to head out though, guys. I got to give, I know it was a shorter stream. I mean, technically the stream got split in half because there was like the first hour and then the internet went out, but you guys get it. I'm going to head out. I'll be live again tomorrow. It's going to be the playtest. If you're a YouTube member and you're not on the Discord server, join in. It's a first come, first serve situation. So tomorrow in supporter chat, which is accessible to all YouTube members and everything, I'll be in there and let you know ahead of time. I'll join in the voice chat so you can hop in as well when you want to come join in. I can't promise you get a slot. You just got to be there first and take up a voice chat slot and be ready for it. Can I just play or do I have to build a map too? No, you can just play. You don't have to build a map. It's for anybody. We will be doing like a 1-hour contest for everybody to build maps so that we can play them, but that is totally optional. You don't have to. So I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, though. I'm going to head out. I'll be live again. It'll be the playtest. Some people, I'm sure, will build with all the new Flood objects and Covenant objects here on here, but build on whatever maps you want. All the bugs are pretty much fixed. The terrain is super solid. Everything should work absolutely great. It'll be a super fun playtest, remember. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you to everybody who tipped, by the way. Over halfway to daily tip goal. Really appreciate that. Yeah, we'll be having a lot of fun tomorrow. We're gonna play test. Come join in if you're not already. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night, you guys. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.